Now, I got faith, I got faith, I got faith in him who reigns above. Hallelujah.
Hey, good Monday morning. Yesterday we spent a short time in the book of Hebrews looking at Jesus as our mediator, the one who stands between the holy God and sinful man and makes a way where there is no way. I want to stay there for a few more minutes this morning because I think it's one of the truths that we acknowledge without really understanding the full weight of it. In Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 6, we read this, "But now he has obtained a more excellent ministry, inasmuch as he also is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established on better promises." A more excellent ministry, a better covenant, better promises. The word better should stop us in our tracks. Better than what? Better than the old covenant, the one that was given through Moses, that was administered by priests, that was maintained by animal sacrifices, and that was also broken by every generation that tried to keep it. The old covenant wasn't flawed in its design. No, it came from God. But it was limited by the party on one side, by mankind. The covenant could point to the problem of sin. It could provide temporary means for cleansing, but it could never restore what was lost because of the sin of mankind and because of death introduced into the world. Why? Because mankind failed to believe God and to remain faithful to the agreement that he had made with them through Moses. Complete cleansing, total removal of sin, and full restoration of relationship required a better mediator and a new covenant. Think about what a mediator actually does. A mediator stands between two parties who cannot come together and reconcile on their own. God was never the problem party. He had reached out repeatedly in mercy and in grace with provision and loving kindness. See, it was mankind who was the problem. So as Paul teaches, the law was a schoolmaster to teach us that there needed to be a new and a better way. Also consider that one party in this agreement was infinitely holy, and the other was helplessly fallen. Now, this creates a gap that mankind cannot hope to cross. Instead of reconciliation, our desire is to rebel, or to attempt to overthrow God's position as creator and ruler over all things, particularly ruling over us. On our side, no amount of effort, no ritual, no religion, and no sincerity can bridge the gulf that exists between us because we are all law and covenant breakers. There is only one person who has the standing to properly represent both sides, Jesus. Fully God, and he became fully man at the incarnation. He did not come to simply stand as negotiator, but he came to pay a ransom once and for all that cleanses us, providing eternal forgiveness to all who simply trust in him. That's what makes the new covenant in Jesus better. You see, it doesn't depend on your faithfulness or my faithfulness. It depends on the faithfulness of Jesus Christ. So here's what I want you to think about as you move into this week. Maybe you woke up this morning and you already feel like you failed somehow. Maybe you think your prayer life is weak, or perhaps your patience is running a little thin. Maybe your faith just feels inadequately small. Know this: your standing before God does not rest in your performance. It rests in your mediator. He is at the right hand of the Father right now, interceding for you, not because you earned it, but because he promised it to those who trust in him. And his promises are always better because he is infinitely perfect. Now, as we head into this week, I want to plant a little bit of a seed. Next Sunday begins what we often call Holy Week, the final days of Jesus' earthly ministry before the cross. And it all starts with a moment that the crowds could not fully comprehend. In John chapter 12, verse 12 and 13, we read this: The next day, a great multitude that had come to the feast, when they heard that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem, took branches of palm trees, and they went out to meet him. And they cried to him, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel. Yeah, they waved their palms and they shouted Hosanna. And they called him king, at least in the moment. But here's the thing. The mediator who rode into Jerusalem that day wasn't coming to take a throne. Not yet. He was coming to carry a cross. That better covenant, those better promises, the more excellent ministry, all of it required that this mediator should lay down his life. And that's exactly what he was riding toward. So this week, let us think about that. The one who stands between you and God, who holds your salvation secure by a better covenant, he chose to walk into the week that would cost him everything. He wasn't surprised. He certainly wasn't trapped. He rode in knowing what was lying ahead, and he did it for you and I. God bless. Until next time.